JFK getting shot. Man walking on the moon. I counted them all out, I counted them all in. Great moments in TV history. And hold on to your hats, great moments in TV history. Fans, I've got another for you. A housemate leaves the house to enter a casualty ward. Or we counted her out, or we counted her in. Good evening, how are you? It's day 14, it's 5:28 on Big Brother's Little Brother. That's Lita Sengen Sem Garas, Score Milka, as they say in Iceland. On today's show, Dr. Mark Hamilton examines the housemate's progress in the old A&E task, and loose woman Carol McGiffin reveals all. Her feelings on the housemates, that is. But first we kick off, as we always do, Little Brother's Big News. OK, at 10:21 a.m, life-imitated task as Nurse Saskia was escorted out of the house and into a hospital for x-rays after she injured her foot, poor thing. Let's take a look at that.
Oh, okay.
You OK?
Yeah.
You OK?
Yeah.
Now then, that's not some bizarre S&M ritual. She wore a blindfold and earplugs there to limit her contact with the outside world. More on that story in just a minute. Next up, food's been a big issue in there since day one, but at 12:21 today, it really blew up over a grape.
So what, I ate a grape and what?
Well,
I ate a grape, I do it again, it tasted sweet, I loved it, and I do it again.
You're not in a position now.
I am in a position. You know why I'm in a position? Because I've been helping people, yeah? Trying to give people motivation, yeah? And keep the momentum going, so I can talk about it.
Oh, yeah. And since then, there's also been a pretty hefty incident with an egg. And at 2:08 this afternoon, expectant Craig started the first of his many contractions. Let's take a look.
Oh my God, I've got to pack an overnight bag and I've got to have a birthing partner. Leslie!
What?
You've just been picked to be my birthing partner. We're going on a little trip. I've got to pack an overnight bag and we've got to go to the diary room.
Are you joking?
No, I'm not. You don't have to pack one, but I do.
There you go. And that was Little Brother's Big News. Well, that was close. As part of the A&E task, the housemates have contracted a variety of medical problems. And, to be honest, with all the bickering, they've been a bit of a pain in the bum. With that in mind, today's cool BBLB is, what ailment would you give the housemates and why? If you were God, what ailment would you give the housemates and why? These numbers to call. OK, on Tuesday morning, the housemate awoke to find they were in hospital. However, it wasn't a result of an awful accident. It was simply their first weekly task. However, today Saskia did end up in a real hospital. Luckily, we've got a doctor in the house, Dr. Mark Hamilton, who can tell us all about her injury, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And you.
Now, first up, Mark, it's Mark or Doctor?
Mark,
Lovely.
I think.
First,
To you,
it's
Dermot,
important
Mark.
to stress that, that you didn't treat this, did you?
No, I didn't. I could have been, but no, I didn't. Not this
OK,
time.
well, we got the x-rays back from the hospital. Can you tell us, apart from the fact that she looks slightly like a pterodactyl inside, what this actually means?
Well, starting from basics.
Please do.
This is her foot.
Good, good.
And you can see
already you're over my head.
Yeah, well, I'll go slowly. And you can see all the individual bones, and that's basically all you can tell on an X-ray. All you're looking for is a fracture or a break. They are the same thing, even though people sometimes think they're different.
Now, for me, a layman, this looks like a break. This looks like a break. All these things here, they look like breaks.
They are the bits.
She looks like she shattered her foot.
They're the gaps in between the bones to allow your foot to move. And that's what she's done. She's torn the ligaments. The ligaments hold the bones together.
Oh.
And she's forced the foot in a direction it shouldn't go. And she's torn these ligaments. And extremely painful, which is why it's difficult to tell between a break and a sprain when you just look at it. Need an X-ray in most cases, and you can tell there's nothing broken there, so it must
if there
be a
was a
sprain.
break there, what would we be able to see?
You'd see, I mean, this is a commonplace here for a break, just on that's the outside of the foot, and you just see a little dark line, and it's just looking at them every day is the best way to
She's done what
tell.
Beckham's done, you said, is that right?
Well, this is the one, number 4, that Beckham did, and number 5 is the one that commonly goes.
What's it called, this break?
I mean, these are metatarsals.
Metatarsals, wonderful. Isn't that fantastic?
Like that.
Oh, it's just me.
Yeah, well.
OK, let's move over here. I want to show you some clips in just a second. But from what you've seen of the task, how does it resemble a typical day in the A&E? You're an A&E doctor, aren't you?
I love watching it, but the nurses, I mean, particularly Vanessa and Saskia, the last time I saw nurses like that was a specialist internet site. But the actor, especially Science, he's really getting into it. His lovely bedside manner, and Roberto's, he's taken on that bullying, bossy matron, which I think suits him perfectly.
Is that out of date?
They're bringing the matrons back in again, but they're much more touchy-feely nowadays.
Where have they been?
It's not old school anymore.
The house has been split into staff and patients. Is the dynamic between the two similar to what we'd see in a hospital, or are they just playing for laughs here?
I think it's all a bit of fun. I mean, nowadays, the service that we provide is very, very much, as I say, on the patient's level, whereas years gone by, it used to be the doctors and the nurses up here and the patients down here, which is, I think, the way they're adapting it. But
that's kind of the NHS law that we've always been brought up with the Carry On films.
Yeah, Sir Lancelot Spratt, that sort of thing. But nowadays, we're so modern nowadays. We're very...
Now, even though she's a patient in the house, Makosi is a nurse in real life. Are you surprised with her reaction to the task? Because, for want of a better word, she's been laissez-faire.
She has. She seems to have retired from nursing. She likes adopting that patient role. Very laid back about the whole thing and not really providing any advice or any help. I think Science has been the one that's taken on the role of learning it. He's got the manual out. You need to go through these steps.
Very thorough, isn't he?
He has,
We're going to see him in just a second.
Yeah, but there's a skill there hidden.
The housemate most excited to receive their diagnosis as a patient seemed to be Craig. Take a look at this. I want your take on it.
Dr. Big is very pleased to tell you that you're pregnant.
Oh!
Congratulations, Craig.
Oh, thank you. She's expecting a baby! Dr. Big, I'm getting cravings for orange juice.
You can do it. Think of the baby. Is he kicking again?
Yeah.
Would you like me to check the baby's heart rate?
Please.
Okay. The baby kicking is good for you as well.
Oh, I think we're getting close to the day now. I can feel baby Brittany kicking a lot more.
Safe sex is the best way.
Tell me about it. Look what happened to me, love.
I think it won't be long until she is ready to pop out.
How was the baby?
All right, the mum's tired.
Craig, Dr. Big would like to know if the father is pleased.
I don't know who the father is.
Is Craig your classical temperamental?
It's touching. He's immersed himself in this role, hasn't he? It's method acting. It's the comfortable shoes, which I like, but the socks with the sandals, that's like a comb-over. That's terrible.
Well, I haven't seen many pregnant women wearing hats as well. He seems to have embraced the world of
in
hats.
this weather, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to keep cool and
You're the
relaxed and
expert.
calm.
moving on to the stuff. Science, as you said, has got into his role. He seems to actually be enjoying it.
Yeah.
And seems to believe he is a nurse. Let's take a look at this.
Down! Quick! Sound the alarm! Yeah, we'll clean our hands first. We don't want to give you no diseases.
Okay.
From all the things that we've been doing, like, so we clean our hands every time we get a new patient. No. Slowly. Slowly. Are you okay though? Are you feeling nostalgic? Is your head spinning? Yeah? She's got a broken leg. Stand.
Okay.
I'm just going to have to lift this a little bit higher, okay?
It is.
Tell me if it hurts. I'm sorry. Listen, we have to restrain that one over there, you know. He's distracting our nurses. Well, you must take the job serious. It's just all a part of the National Health Service.
We've just been talking about stat. Tell us what stat is.
It's Latin. It's statum, which means quickly.
But no one uses it anymore.
Or immediately. Well, not unless you're pretending you're an ER.
Oh, you do? I would do that. That'd be my whole thing. If I got in, I'd like, would you like a cup of coffee? Yeah, stat.
No, but our colleagues tend to frown upon that.
Really?
Yeah, well, yeah. It's a bit too...
So, moving on to Science, what do we think? He's doing a great job.
He is. He's very relaxed. He's got a lovely bedside manner, that patient approach. He's
Cigarette behind the ear.
I was going to say that, yeah. He's that relaxed. It's very modern NHS. We do get in trouble, though, for smoking on the job.
Yes, I imagine. OK, for now, Mark, everybody.
Thank you.
Dr. Mark! A bit of respect around here. Thank you. All right, after the break, huge Big Brother fan and loose woman Karen McGiffin joins us to see how Anthony's family took the news he was up for eviction this week. We'll see you in 3. Close day. Could rain any second. Welcome back, my friends, to Big Brother's Little Brothers, day 14. The time is 5:41. Thanks for that. Coming up, Karen McGiffin shares her views on the housemates, and you can share yours too in today's Cool BBLB. But first, if you missed it last week, Do not fear, we're giving you another chance to win a suitcase full of Big Brother prizes in our competition, Try Your Luck. If you watched Sunday's show, you couldn't have missed it because it lasted for pretty much half the show. We have the prizes with us here, as you can see. We've got a duvet set that the house are using. We've got a lot of items from the A&E task. Or replica items from the A&E task, and of course we've got tickets there to an eviction and tour de force, and they've arrived. They came in bulk the other day. Look at them, they're real life size. In fact, I'd go as far as to say they're not even tea towels, they're towels. Big Brother's little brother towels. You can change your baby's nappy on them. There we go, wonderful. All you have to do, if you'd like to be part of the old quiz this weekend, is just answer the following question correctly. Which housemate suffered from repetitive strain injury in this week's A&E task? Which housemate suffered from repetitive strain injury in this week's A&E task? Was it A, Sam? Was it B, Anthony? Was it C, Makosi? Lines are closed at 6 p.m. tomorrow. Go on, give us a call and we'll see you on the old Sunday. Now, each week we visit a housemate's hometown. This week it is Anthony's turn. This is what happened when he found out, or his family found out, he was up for nomination.
Hello BBLB, I'm Paul. Kenny. This is where Anthony gets that fizzy. This is Ant's school, as you can see, which he never attended for 5 years of his life, apart to do PE.
The nominations are out today and we're not quite worried because we've got a new dancer.
We're now going to enter Anthony's house to get the party started.
Hiya, come in. He's on his football and running trophies that he's won.
I bought Anthony's car.
You might not know this, but Anthony nearly missed the train on the way down to Big Brother because he went for a sunbed.
This is Big Brother. The housemates who will face eviction this week are Anthony.
We love you so much, son. We're missing you dreadfully. Keep going, son. You know you can do it. Come on, son.
Get Anthony's nan down here now. She looks amazing. She loves talking. She loves Big Brother. She loves talking about Big Brother. Today is her lucky day. It's Carol McGiffin, everybody.
Hello, Dermot.
How are you, all right?
I'm good, thanks, yeah.
You love Big Brother every year, but you like this year in particular?
Yeah, I think it's the best yet.
Why?
Well, because I think they just stormed in straight away and got on with it. You know, everyone says it takes, normally a week or so to warm up.
Bedding.
This was from day one. And I always try not to get addicted until quite late because it just takes up too much time and I don't get anything done.
Yeah.
But this time, from day one, I can't stop watching it. It's absolutely fantastic. The casting is brilliant.
Did you like the eviction thing this week with Vanessa blabbing away, the Big Brother turned around and said, OK, you're all up?
I think it's genius. I think Big Brother is being rather genius this year about, the nominations and everything else. And I know Vanessa was blabbing, and I thought... I don't think she was blabbing. I don't think she even meant to say... I don't think she knew that was really talking about nominations.
I think they've all been pushing it a little bit this year, haven't they? Probably...
Oh, yeah, more than before.
Yeah.
But I think Big Brother seized on that opportunity to sort of save the decent people that we want to watch. If they're all up for eviction, hopefully the public will see sense.
Well, who do you think was most gutted
boring.
when they found out?
Craig, probably, because he was up again.
Mortified.
And I think he just couldn't believe it,
But with
poor
Craig,
bloke.
it was incredulity, wasn't it? 'Cause
Yeah.
Like, how dare they do this?
Exactly. Oh, not again. No, he won't get voted out, though. He definitely won't.
So who would you most be disappointed to see the back of tomorrow?
Well, sadly, I really don't want to see Leslie go.
Yeah.
And I absolutely think that she will. Because, I mean, she's such good value. She's priceless. She just winds everybody up. She is a nightmare. She does remind you of, like one of those girls you see out in the town on a Friday night binge drinking in town centres.
And Leslie would hold her hand up to that.
Well, she probably would, and good for
Mea
her.
culpa.
But, if I was in there, I'd just so be her friend, I'd wind her right up.
It's a tricky thing with Leslie, isn't it, though? Because she's such a great housemate, and yet every time I watch a nightly show, she just seems to be digging her own grave in terms of her eviction.
I know. I don't think she realises what she's doing because I don't think she's quite bright enough to realise that she is digging herself into a hole. But at the same time, for us, or for me anyway, I think it's hugely entertaining. And the fact that she winds Sam up, who I really can't stand.
Now, why don't you like Sam?
Total nuisance. Honestly, she's a nuisance.
What a great word.
You know, she doesn't say anything. She's got that kind of creature comfort smile that just goes...
I said this yesterday. I said people don't like her because she's got a wide mouth.
Well, it's kind of Sherry Blairish, isn't it?
I feel sorry for her because of that.
But that's all she does. She doesn't really say anything. All she does now is tell people to shut up. And then she goes in the diary room and tells Big Brother how horny she is. And you think, we don't want to know.
So, would you like to see her evicted?
Well, no, I wouldn't.
You're great.
Well, because she's warming up now and she is beginning to tell people to shut up and she's beginning to argue with people rather than just sit there and look with that ridiculous face, you know.
Mm-hmm. It has been the year of the forthright woman, though, hasn't it, in terms of the house so far?
The women are great. These are the best women ever
We have seen,
out of all 6 series.
We have seen women taking on what you would classically describe as male attributes. Let's take a look at that.
I feel like I need to burp, so can I just try and get the burp out of the way first? Okay, I'm ready now.
No, that.
Oh, 3 on it one go.
Oh my God, please everyone block the nose, I just farted. I've got a really
I can't believe that came out of Leslie's mouth. I had to get that double-checked. I said, are you sure?
I know, I think that's top behaviour. I think it's really funny that the girls this year are more like blokes, aren't they? They are turning into blokes, and all the blokes are turning into girls.
Well, they are probably, as characters go, you're probably talking about the girls probably more in the house than you are the guys, aren't you? I think this year.
I think so, yeah. I do, for the first time, actually. I think the girls are making the headlines.
I mean, Makosi took over pretty much the first week.
Makosi, fantastic the first
like
week. I love Makosi. Already I want her to win.
What do you think of Saskia?
I can't bear her.
Really?
Well, she was horrible to Mary, and I liked Mary, and I wanted Mary to stay in there. And, I mean, that was one of my favourite moments, though. Saskia arguing with Mary when she turned into Vicky Pollard and started speaking really fast. Don't you say I got fake, I'm not fake, I'm not fake. Don't dare say that, say it to my face. It was so brilliant.
I like Saskia, but I have to say, at that moment, she terrified me.
She's frightening.
Yeah.
Totally frightening, but she's got to stay in there because... You know, the boys all love her and they all think they're all going to get off with her, and that makes for amusing viewing.
So far, you like everyone, and you want everyone... Who should go?
I think Vanessa should go, because I don't think anyone would notice. And also, when she confessed to talking about the nominations, again, everybody up for it, when she confessed, she just looked too pleased with herself, you know? Like, it was me, haha, and I wouldn't lie to you guys. And then she goes and turns on the waterworks and makes everyone feel sorry for her.
My favourite thing about that, though, is she said it was me, and then she apologised for not telling them she hadn't been talking about them. She didn't apologise for talking about them.
No, she didn't, I know. No, I think she's a bit of a menace as well. She should go.
OK. Anyone else? I mean, what about the guys? You haven't talked about the guys. What do you think?
Well, I like all the blokes, actually. They're all quite funny, apart from Anthony. But I think Anthony... There's hope for Anthony, because he's a kind of, you know...
Some great one-liners.
Yeah, and he's a pretty boy, and he might sort of come out of his shell, so I think there's a bit of hope for him. Kamal, you know, he's got to stop overacting. He's overdoing it slightly. And I think he's going to lose it soon and go totally nuts. Sure. Derek is priceless, absolutely priceless. And also, because he's older... He creates this fantastic atmosphere between everybody because he can't understand these young things living like pigs and never washing up. And he's just like, he can't believe it.
And lastly, just one final question. This year is the first year that the girls haven't really bonded at all. Why is that, do you think?
Because they're all the same. They are all those girls that go out on a Friday night and binge drink till they're sick, fall over in town centres and end up beating each other up. They're all the same, aren't they? And it's like, you know, they're all concerned about each other's boob size, nothing else. Yeah. Nothing else to talk about whatsoever. So I think that's why they don't get on.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Carol.
You're welcome.
OK, so all the housemates are up for eviction tomorrow, but only one is going to be leaving, and it's up to you who goes. These are the numbers to call. Dr. Mark and Carol both join us for today's Cool BBLB, which is which ailment would you give the housemates and why? Let's go to the phones. Chris at Weston-super-Mare's first up. Hello, Chris.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
What ailment would you give to the housemates and why?
I would choose Roberto to have a sore throat and to lose his voice because he's always bossing everyone around, and this would shut him up and stop him whinging.
Ooh, no nonsense there. What do we think? Roberto sore throat. How would he handle that?
I don't think he'd handle it at all. No. I was thinking Roberto to have some like lockjaw as well, because he just. Talking
with
like
the size
this
of Roberto's jaw, that would
that's
like an oil tanker.
So
how do you slow that thing up?
It would be so boring if he couldn't speak, because he's like another one who winds everybody up, doesn't he? And when he swears, it's hilarious, because he's Italian. It just doesn't sound right.
As his friend said the other day, though, it's just that's what he does. He is Italian.
Yeah, he is Italian, exactly.
But I know lots of Italians who aren't arrogant. And,
are you not a big Roberto fan?
No, I'm not. No, I think.
What about his bedside manner? You know?
No, he's just. I think of all the housemates, he's my least favourite. He'd be the one that. But you're right. You have to keep him in.
He's nasty.
He's
but
entertainment.
He's not nice. Yeah.
He's nasty.
He's a bit nasty, but he's good fun.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Chris. Johnny in London. Hello.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Not bad at all.
Right.
Go for it.
Well, I'd say Vanessa myself. I think there's a bit of a problem with her. She needs major surgery, like a transplant for some personality. She's definitely not well, there's no doubt. You know, she's got no person. If they open her up, and when they take the old one out, they'll get a fortune for it because it's never been used. You know what I mean? And she's latched onto two, isn't she, with Craig and Leslie. And she can have latched on the two worst ones because they're total opposites. He's quite bubbly and bright, but again, very bitchy and backbiting.
Yeah.
Whereas Leslie, well, Miss Obnoxious, like you say, in the gutter with her legs in the air on a Friday night, you know what I mean? But other than that, there you go. What do you want?
Johnny, thanks for stealing the show.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks a lot, Johnny. Maxwell just left the house to make that call, and now she's come back in. Petra from Dublin. I'd like to see Derek have the menopause. At least it's an excuse for moaning like an old woman. Sharon from Stratford. I'd like to give Greg morning sickness. His pregnancy was too easy. Jordan in West Sussex. Just too coincidental. I give Kamal toothache. Hopefully that will keep him quiet for a while. Thanks a lot. That's pretty much all we've got time for today. Thanks to Dr. Mark and to Carol, everybody. Don't miss Diary Room Uncut at 7:30 on E4 and all the latest house action, 10 o'clock on Channel 4. We are back, as we always are, 5:25 tomorrow on Channel 4. We'll see you then. Have a good night. Take care. Bye.